What's up, FlossTube? It's Jules, and it is sometime in August 2018, 20-something. I'm recording this a couple of days earlier than I normally do. It's like a Tuesday night, and the reason for that is that I have my aunt and uncle who've been spending the whole entire summer up in Estes Park are going to come down here tomorrow night, and it's like going to be base camp for them. And they get all their stuff together, and then on Thursday they're going to take off and head back to North Carolina. And they have been out here all summer, and it's been nice having them pretty close. We've seen them a few times, but it's been a very busy summer for us, as if you've been following along, you know. And so, but it's going to be good to see them. But because they're going to be coming down like tomorrow afternoon and leaving on Thursday, I wasn't sure exactly what time. I thought, you know what, I don't want to put the video out late. Let's get the video done now, even though there might not be as much stitching done for it. I think you guys can be okay with that. I think it's totally fine. So, I actually really like my new, what do you call it? My new system of keeping everything up here after a FlossTube video, and then as I work on it, bring it downstairs. Because then I know like what I've worked on and what I haven't worked on. So that works out really, really well. If you notice, I'm wearing the overshirt. Oh yeah, it's that time of year. Yeah, it's gotten cool enough to wear it. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's almost football season, which means it's almost hockey season, which means the cool weather is here. We had a really nice thunderstorm today, and everything got nice and soaked. We're hoping that helps the bees down south, and I think we're going to get more honey than we originally planned on. I think the same thing happened again last year, where we really felt like it wasn't turning out well for us, and then suddenly, like, late summer, stuff changed. So, thankfully, cooler weather, wetter weather, allow for the bees to produce more honey. I think they just kind of stimulate the bees to produce more honey, but anyway, we'll get to that later. Cross-stitching. All right. For those of you who follow my blog, you know I've been posting fairly regularly the last week. And I actually put a new post up the other day, meaning today, about an article that just popped up on my news feed. It's 6 months old, but it popped up on my news feed, and it was about a guy who basically decided that this was the year that he was going to do things that he wanted to do, regardless of any implications, meaning that he wanted to learn how to cross stitch. He thought it looked pretty cool, but he was like, oh, that doesn't seem like a manly thing to do. And he was like, forget it, I'm just going to do it. And so he's cross-stitched. He got the, I forget what it's called, but it's like the Women of Importance or something like that. Because he did like Marie Curie, he did like Michelle Obama, and some other different ones and whatnot. And so I linked that article on my blog in case you haven't been there yet. But I want to try and do a little bit more of that, putting some more stuff on my blog, that kind of thought. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. Tuesday nights are my worst nights. Tuesday nights at work, I'm by myself. Or Tuesdays at work, I'm by myself. Mondays are very busy for me. Tuesdays are very, very busy because I'm by myself at work. And then Wednesdays, things begin to lighten up. So what's weird is I only have like really 2 hard days a week. And then, well, that's not true. I have at least 3. But it's all good. All right, so let's start by showing you what I did not work on this week. And what I did not work on, I didn't work on the blended cross stitch. Sorry. Totally meant to. Got all that thread. Bought a lot of floss for it. Haven't gotten into it. That might be the first thing I work on next. Who knows? I did not work on baseball. Baseball. Did not work on baseball. Here, let me just show you the back of it. Now let me show you the front of it. Did you know that that wasn't the front? Look how good that looks on the back side. That looks pretty decent. It doesn't have to look good on the back side, but it kind of does. I kind of like it. That's pretty sweet. And I did not work on Boba Fett, because Boba Fett, I was so disappointed in the whole I stitched in the ring thing that I just didn't do anything else. I'm sorry, Boba Fett. If you weren't so evil, maybe I'd be more inspired. But anyway, so that's still as far as I've gotten. It's okay. I do need to get more floss for this. I need to get some more colors, and I need to sit downstairs and need to work on it. This week, I've almost exclusively stitched sitting at my computer desk. And I have this cool setup where I got this new light, this new LED light that kind of comes over, and I'm able to stitch, I'm able to do stuff because unfortunately I've gotten addicted to computer games again, and that's a very, very bad thing, let me tell you. And specifically computer games, when I say computer games, I don't really mean computer games, I mean like Facebook games. I play this game called Tribes. I blame my husband because he was playing it when we first got together and he introduced me to it, and oh my gosh, guys. I hadn't played it for like forever, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I could just sit here and just play it while I'm stitching. It's no big deal. And so I started playing it, and now it's a problem. And so, but anyway, I could sit there and kind of fiddle with it a little bit, and then stitch, and then fiddle with it a little bit. So, but it's also nice because I don't get interrupted by the dogs as much because I'm kind of barricade myself. I have one of the, it's like an L-shaped. Well, that's not really an L shape. It's more like a, whatever, 90-degree angle. So I sit kind of like right here, and it's close enough in that the dogs can't like come up along the side of me to like be like, what you doing now? Come on. And so like they always do. So right now that's what I'm doing. I'm stitching there. And so, but I can definitely pull more colors together on the Boba Fett and actually sit down and start working on it. So I'm going to show you first up the, what I did for this stitch along this past week. And I really thought I was going to get more done on this, but I did not. So that's okay. That's okay. Ronnie Rowe. Ronnie Rowe. Ronnie Rowe. Look at it. It's practically done. Have you guys ever heard of the, what's it called? It's the FDR. FDR had a vacation house in Warm Springs, Georgia, and used to go down there because of his polio, they had natural hot springs down there. And so he used to go down there and sit, and it would really help his legs out a lot and made him feel better. So he actually opened up sort of like a resort, but it was really for everybody with polio. So he'd invite kids and adults and everything would come in. So he spent a lot of time down there because he was really comfortable with everyone down there. And that was actually where he died. And there was a portrait that was being, I want to say, painted of him. And it was being worked on, and he actually died while they were working on the portrait. And it's kind of like sort of like this, where it's like this is actually almost done, but his was like 2/3 done, and then there's like the bottom part of him that just never got finished. But it actually still sits there. I believe it still sits there in Warm Springs. Growing up in Georgia, we did actually make that trek down there one time and check that place out. It was really fascinating, I remember. And anyway, I don't know why I got talking about that. I think because this was like a partial picture. Sorry for the random story, folkses. But anyway, we're almost done. Woo! I know I feel like I'm kind of deliberately slowing down on this because that's the third of 3 that I'm finishing. So I know I have the congressional building left to do, but I'm still just so sad. I want more pen and ink. Ronnie Rowe, if you watch my videos, which I know that you do not, but if someone who knows you watches your videos, please reach out to Ronnie Rowe, Mr. Ronnie Rowe, and please tell him to do more pen and ink series. I want Mount Rushmore. I want the Golden Gate Bridge. I want the, what do you call it? Well, you could do like New York skyline, the Brooklyn Bridge. There's so many different places that you could do. It'd be so awesome. You could do a stadium series, for crying out loud. Like, do all the NFL or baseball stadiums. I mean, dude, I got you. I could be your manager. I could, like, totally go out there and figure out how to do everything. I don't know. Anyway, you can tell I really want him to do it. So, let's show some Stormtrooper. So, let's show you how much I got done in Stormtrooper. Although, you can't really tell, because it's still just the light, that's the bottom of the page, and it's still just the light stuff. So I've just filled in more up here, and I'm coming across here. But you can see, wait a minute, is that filled in? Because that's mostly filled in. There's a few things here and there that haven't been filled in. But as I go across here, more and more color pops out. So I'm getting really close to getting all this part done, and then as that part done, I'll move up as that part done. As that part is finished, I will then move up and finish the rest of it. So it looks like nothing, as you can see above my head. It looks like nothing, But when I move across and I get that top of that Stormtrooper helmet in, and I get that eye part there, it's going to start actually looking like something. So I call it 2018, the year of looking like something. There we go. All right, what else we got? What else we got? I put everything into one bag. And so I hope that I actually have stuff to show you here. Everything to show you. I do have a finish. I do have a finish. I almost forgot to tell you that, but I have a finish. I'll show you that at the end. But as I pull everything apart, here we go. So it's Rainy Waterloo Place. And again, it's just all the same kind of color. That doesn't look like a whole lot, but we're getting very close to filling in more of the detail here. So we're getting more of the color here. So really, I've just sort of almost finished the last part of the nothingness, and then we're moving into more stuff here. So, but I want to say, wait, let me look. So it's like 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're not halfway down, but we're almost halfway down. We're at least a third through the page. So there we go. I've had some weird things going on this past week, and I'm not going to get into all that at the end, but just some weird things, and I haven't been able to relax enough to do cross-stitching, so hopefully I'll get there at some point here. Apothecary shop, and I have, well, I have a needle. Ah, there it goes. I was like, I don't want to leave the needle there, because I'm probably going to stab myself. All right. So, can you tell? Can I tell? I'm just kind of working my way down this page a bit more. So I'm working more into the snowy section of it. And I just moved down here and did this. And I filled in a little bit more all up here. But I still need to get that 934 that I keep saying that I need to get. And hopefully I'll get that really soon. And I think I actually gridded another line down here so I could just move a little further down. Because this is really all going to be very, very light colored stuff. Like what already is here, you know, your 3865s, your winter whites, you know, all that stuff. So, still, one of these days I'll get this undone. Yep. I know, right? It's not making progress. It's like, I'm just like stitching in place. Stitching in place. All right, what else we got here? Okay, I got the finish right here. I did a little bit of work on the dachshund piece, and really all I did was just finish more of the purple. Got more of the purple done. That's all I got done. But I probably did another 100 stitches or so just to get that done. One of these days, I'll fill in some more color. What is this? Oh, that's the, can't show that. E pluribus unum. E pluribus unum. All right. Can you see? Can you tell? Do you know? This is the upper corner over here. So literally I just have down to like down here to do. So as you can see, I pretty much just worked on this sort of bush flower motif thing here. Because it's very similar. It's pretty much a mirror image of this side. So I've got most of it done. I just got to bring that up here and then do this part over here. And then I got to get the lettering and the S and everything down there. And so, but once I get that part done, then it's just a matter of getting the words all the way across. So I'm making progress. This one's going to be soon finished. Finished soon. Anyway. For those of you who want to know, oh man, I keep talking about how I'm going to like go over, people are like, I think some, I don't want to say latecomers, but newer subscribers, hi guys, want to know sort of like the fabric I'm using and things like that. And I know this, I believe this is like a 32 count linen, and don't ask me what kind, but it's a 32 count linen. And, but at some point I need to go through and do like a whole, this is what I'm doing, this is where the project's from, this is the fabric and whatnot. So, but if you ever have a specific question, just ask me down below. I am way behind on questions though. Again, it's been that kind of week. It's been that kind of week, guys. It really has. I think I only have one more. Now, what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting something? I don't think I am. I mean, I went through everything downstairs and everything is up here. So I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Although in looking at it, I'm like, I should start something new. I really should. I should start something new. But I'm going to show you Old World Map 2. And I only got a little bit of progress done on that. I wanted to get a bit more done, but I blame Tribes on Facebook for not getting more done. But I basically tried to fill in a bit more through here, which I did, and then just started working more on this row. And so got a little bit more done, but not a ton. Not a ton, guys. Computer games. Computer games. So I'm getting there. I am getting there. It's just, how do I say this? Stitching for me, cross stitching for me. Everybody has a reason why they cross stitch. And for me, I cross stitch when I'm relaxed. I don't necessarily cross stitch to relax. I mean, how does that work? I mean, I am relaxed, and I continue to be relaxed by cross stitching. I find peace in every little stitch, in every bit of progress that I make. I just get relaxed. But if I'm stressed, I can't really sit down and cross stitch too much because I just can't focus on it. So it's been a rough week, or I shouldn't say rough week. It's been a rough last 3 or 4 days for this. So, but now it's time to show you the finished product. So my husband wanted me to finish the dog's drool piece. And he looked at it on the video last week and he was like, gosh, honey, you could totally get this done like in no time. And I was like, yes, I could. Yes, I could. And I worked on it a little bit last week. And then he was like, wow, you're so close. You should have that finished like tonight. And I was like, yes, I could, honey. Yes, I could. So then I did. I wanted to I was trying to surprise him, but he was like paying too much attention to it. So I finally got it done. And I think it's so cute. And I'm going to let him pick out the framing that we're going to do for it. But he wants to wait until we have 1 or 2 more things. He wants to wait for me to finish Ronnie Rowe and E Pluribus Unum so we can get everything framed all at the same time. So we're going to wait just a little bit to get this framed. But our dog's drool project, I think, is a Lizzie Kate. Help me out, guys. I don't even remember anymore. I don't even have the thing up here. I think it's a Lizzie Kate. And it is a present for my husband's parents. Hi, Mom and Dad. This is for you guys. Check it out. All right. I love it. Isn't it cute? It's so cute and simple, and I love it. And it basically says, dogs leave paw prints on our hearts and drool everywhere else. And the reason why my husband was so, into getting this, I'm going to sneeze. Ah. Sorry about that. All right. And the reason why my husband wanted to get this was because my in-laws, his parents, have these 2 big St. Bernards, and they're big droolers. And so this was for them. So I'm happy that we actually have a finish. And we haven't had a finish since I think the bee project, the Queen Bee one, which still is one of the best, my most favorite thing. I need to go back and find that designer and see if I can find some more stuff by her. And but this is our first finish in quite a while. Maybe our only second finish of the entire year, which is kind of sad. But we're going to have a few more big ones here coming up really soon, and then we're going to move on to some other stuff. So I think that's pretty awesome. And guess what? I ordered a couple new pieces. I did. I found it wasn't Etsy. I was just Googling for hockey or sports cross-stitch patterns. And I came across a couple ones that I really, really like. But they're not supposed to get here until tomorrow. So they weren't going to make the video this week. They'll make next week's video. And I'm wondering if I can use one of these in my series that I'm thinking about doing. I talked about it on my Stitch Along or Stitch With Me this past weekend, and see what you guys think about this as far as if I did a video series where I took one project, kind of smaller, because I can't take one of these huge projects, it would take too long, and basically video all my stitching. Here's my stitching on this project, and from beginning to end, this is how I do it. Is that too much? Is that too detailed? Is that just ridiculous to think about. I would definitely pick a smaller piece that wouldn't take me too terribly long. But if I basically showed you like everything from the beginning, like here's the pattern, here's the website that I got the pattern from. Okay, now I'm gonna go pick out my fabric. I'll take you guys to the stitching shop and show you that, and show you the fabric and how they fix that up, and then we just do the whole thing. And basically I'm not gonna do, I wouldn't do that project as my stitch along or my stitch with me videos, but that would be something completely separate. So I would have like more videos. Is it too much? It's, if it seems like it's too much and it doesn't need to be done like that, but I should just do it as the stitch with me occasionally, totally cool with that. I don't want to put something out that is just like, that is ridiculous. Like, why did you do this? So I don't want to do something like that, but I've been thinking about it for a while, so we'll see. Plans for the week. Plans for the week are basically to stitch everything, especially the things that I haven't been stitching that much on. Like I said, my aunt and uncle are here tomorrow night, and Friday night I'm going to the Dave Matthews Band concert. That should be fun. I hope it's fun. It should be fun. Saturday night, some friends in town. We're getting together. It's a busy week, guys. It's a busy week, but there should be time for cross stitch. There should always be time for cross stitch. Just kidding. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not kidding. There should always be time for cross stitch. But, I don't know. I look at all this and I'm like, I got so much to do. It's so awesome. But, let me look up here. I haven't started this one yet. I still need to start this one at some point, but I don't think I'm going to start it till I finish. I told you, till I finish Rainy Waterloo Place, because they're kind of similar in the overall picture. Although this coloration, this color pattern, this color palette is a lot better. All right. I think stitch-wise, I think I'm done. Let's see here. Talk about the fish. Fish are hanging in there. Trying to think of if I have anything of note to add. Nothing has really changed. Although, did I tell you guys the betta died? I know I talked about it on my stitch with me, but pretty sure the betta died. Actually, I know the betta died, and I think the snails ate him like that, because I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is. I mean, he's just gone. He's gone. I need to keep moving some of the snails out of there into other tanks. Keep moving things around. Eventually, I will get another betta for in there, but for now, I'm just using it as a snail growing area. Other than that, everything else is going really well. Megalodon is doing well, although I haven't seen Megalodon in a couple of days. Megalodon has a new hiding space that I just cannot quite see. I kind of built a sort of enclosure, and I think that it has dove under the stones a little bit so that we're totally hidden. So that's cool. That's no big deal. The dogs are doing well. Bailey got out again. I mean, you'd think we'd learn, but, so there's been some weird stuff going on in the area that I live in. There was actually an attempted bank robbery right down the street. And so I have one dog that I trust as a guard dog. And so we've been kind of leaving her out a little bit more. She's been slightly more trustworthy as of late, slightly more. But the other night, it was a really cool day, and we had like a bunch of windows open and whatnot. And we had to run a real quick errand Sunday night. Both of us did. And so we left like Bailey and Doogie and Zuzu out and ran to do we're gone 20 minutes. And we're on our way back. And we're driving down the street, and we're like 2 doors down from where we live. And we see some neighbors, which we've never seen before, out on the other side of the street. And they've got a dog with them. And I remember thinking, well, I didn't actually think anything. My husband was like, is that Bailey? And I was like, yes. Yes, that is Bailey. And looked over and I'm like, yeah, we forgot that window's busted. Yeah. Anyway, so at some point she jumps out and goes and sees the neighbors and hangs out with them. And thankfully we got home in time to get her back. But I'm trying to think. I think we've hit double digits now on the times that she's escaped from the house. It's just ridiculous. And now it's like every time we hear that there's a loose dog somewhere, we're like, do we have all of our dogs? Are all of our dogs inside? It's kind of ridiculous, but anyway. So that happened. What else is going on? Yeah, so we had a attempted bank thing. I was actually on my way back to work, and I drive right by the bank where they had the attempted. It was a Wells Fargo or something like that, and I was driving by, and right as I went to turn out on the street, like where the bank is off of, and they were like this one like police car, and then a what do you call it, unmarked police car. It was like, you could tell because they had the stuff in it, but like kind of rode right by, like kind of super slow. And then I pulled out behind them. And we're going down the road, and then one of them like pulled off into this park, and then a little bit further, someone like pulled off, and I'm like, that's just kind of weird. It's like they're setting up for something. And I didn't pay any other attention to that, and I just went straight down to the main intersection, and I start turning right. And as I go to turn right, all of a sudden, like 4 big cop cars, like, you know, the sirens going, like, come down the road, and they like tear past me, and they're going back down to where I was. And I'm like, gosh, I wonder what the heck is going on back there. But got to work and whatnot, and later on my husband texted me. He said, you know, that bank over by our house, actually, somebody tried to rob it. So I was like, it must have been when everybody was showing up. And so, never ending excitement around here. So anyway, I'm tired, guys. This video has been 26 minutes of crazy. I don't know. Is cross stitch crazy? All right, that's better. Okay. I'm tired. It's time to cross stitch, people. If you're not cross stitching right now, I don't know what you're doing. Oh man, I think I worked on him, but where'd he go? I don't know where he went. I did work on him. I did a little bit more up in this area. If you can imagine it. It doesn't really look like a whole lot, so don't worry about it. So, but other than that, I think we're good. So this video is going to end, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. I'll see you this weekend for another Stitch with me, and we'll figure out which project we're going to do then. The dogs are all going crazy, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.